Metro Police Chief William McCormack has found himself in the midst of a controversy over war medals he wears on his dress uniform. A weekly newspaper claims that McCormack is sporting medals he is not entitled to wear. The publication says crew members serving on the British ship Empire Test during the Korean War are not entitled to wear the decorations in question. Details from CFTO's police reporter Jim Junkin.
At the center of the controversy are these medals, the United Nations Korea Medal and the United Kingdom Korea Medal, decorations awarded to thousands who fought against the North Koreans and Chinese during the Korean War between 1950 and 1953. When he was only 19, Bill McCormack was the 4th radio officer on the British troop ship Empire Test. It's a violation of the criminal code to wear medals to which one is not entitled. Today, wearing sunglasses because of an eye infection, Chief McCormack said he's called in the RCMP to investigate in case a mistake has been made.
I'm just as interested as anyone else to see if the presentation was valid at the time, if it was done properly, and personally I can assure you that I have no qualms whatsoever in relation to my past, in relation to the acquisition of the medals in question. But if I stand to be corrected because of a mistake by someone else or what have you, I will be the first one to tell you about that once the investigation is over. I also requested that the Royal Canadian Mounted Police look into the matter.
Chief McCormack also says a complete file on the medal controversy has been sent to the Ontario Police Commission, the Solicitor General and the Attorney General, and the Metro Police Services Board. The RCMP investigation should take about 2 weeks. Jim Junkin, CFTO News at Metro Police Headquarters.
Metro's top police officer has called in the Mounties. Bill McCormack wants them to investigate the circumstances surrounding 2 service medals he got after the Korean War. A series of articles in Now magazine alleges the chief is not entitled to wear them. The latest story about the chief's medal controversy hit the newsstands today.
You have to be in a war zone to get war medals.
Now magazine reporter Glenn Cooley has written, when Police Chief Bill McCormack is in full dress uniform, he has often worn the UN Korean Service Medal and the UK Korea Medal.
You had to be stationed in Korea or in the waters surrounding Korea. Mr. McCormack's ship, which is a civilian ship, was in the Mediterranean and along the coast of Africa. That is not a war zone.
McCormack has sworn an affidavit describing how he received the medals, but would not tell reporters today any details. That affidavit has been sent to the province's Attorney and Solicitor Generals, as well as the Ontario Police Commission.
I'm just as interested as anyone else to see if the presentation was valid at the time, if it was done properly.
McCormack told reporters he was a 19-year-old 4th radio operator on a British merchant ship requisitioned during the Korean conflict to carry British troops. This crew sheet from the archives of Memorial University in Newfoundland support McCormack's claim. McCormack also admitted he had never seen a moment of enemy fire. Many people pick up Now magazine for its entertainment guide or the steamy personal want ads at the back of the publication. In the mainstream press, though, Now's journalism is considered credible, although politically left. The publication has printed many stories critical of the police and policing policy. Chief McCormack says he regrets the accusatory tone of the Now stories and believes there is an ulterior motive, but one he would not elaborate on.
I cannot possibly believe that anyone would reach back some almost 40 years to when you were 19 years old to try and bring your character into issue.
I don't feel it's accusatory or anything. I was just stating the facts.
Pending the outcome of the investigation, Chief McCormack says he will not wear the medals. And if you were wondering about those sunglasses, the chief is suffering from an eye infection. Gord?
And doctors who have...
Toronto Police Chief William McCormack has asked the RCMP to look into what could be an embarrassing situation. A Toronto newspaper claims the chief has been wearing war medals he's not entitled to. Sue Scambatti has more.
Metro Toronto Police Chief William McCormack often wears the medals on his uniform, the United Nations Korean Medal and the British Korean Medal. He says he's disturbed by allegations in Now magazine that he's not entitled to wear the medals. The chief, who is suffering from an eye infection, has asked the RCMP to investigate.
But if I stand to be corrected because of a mistake by someone else or what have you, I will be the first one to tell you about that once the investigation is over.
To get them, you have to be in a war zone. You had to have been in Korea, and Mr. McCormack was not in Korea. And secondly, it appears, according to the research I've done, his vessel was a civilian one, not a military one.
Chief McCormack says he was a 4th radio officer on the troop ship Empire Test, which ferried troops around the Middle East and East Africa, but did not go to Korea. He says he was 19 when he received the medals, but because of the police investigation, he couldn't disclose who presented them to him. It's the chief's understanding that anyone who spent 72 hours on an active troop ship is entitled to the medals.
I cannot possibly believe that anyone would reach back some almost 40 years to when you were 19 years old to try and bring your character into issue.
I don't want to embarrass the chief. I learned of this story, and as a reporter, it's incumbent upon me to pursue it, and that's what I've done.
Wearing a medal to which one is not entitled to is an offense under the criminal code. The chief says he'll stop wearing his medals until the matter is cleared up. The RCMP investigation is expected to take 2 weeks. Sue Scambati, Global News, Toronto.
Metro's chief of police is trying to clear his name over a controversy surrounding Korean war medals. Chief William McCormack, seen here entering the room second last, wears a bar of stripes representing the medals at many official ceremonies. The different colors mark the United Nations Korean Medal for military service and the United Kingdom Korea Medal. But an article in this Toronto newspaper a couple of weeks ago said records show McCormack is not entitled to wear the medals. That's a criminal offense. Today, McCormack, wearing sunglasses because of an eye infection, said if a mistake was made 40 years ago, he'd like to get it cleared up.
I have submitted a full resume of the factors that are surrounding that 39 years ago, as I recall them, obviously, and under oath to all of the authorities that have a vested interest, including my Board of Commissioners of Police.
McCormack has also asked the RCMP to investigate. A North Bay doctor convicted of
Public service.
Metro Police Chief William McCormack has called on the RCMP to look into allegations that he has been wearing military medals to which he is not entitled. A local weekly newspaper has claimed that crew members on the British troop ship Empire Test during the Korean War are not entitled to wear the decorations. These medals, the United Nations Korean Medal and the United Kingdom Korea Medal, were presented to Chief McCormack by senior officers when he was a radio operator on the vessel during the Korean campaign. Chief McCormack, wearing sunglasses today due to an eye infection, says he is calling in the Mounties to make sure there was no mistake made at the time. It is a criminal offense to wrongly wear war medals.
A North Bay doctor convicted of sexually assault.
To his own defense tonight, Metro Police Chief Bill McCormack calling in the RCMP to investigate how he received 2 medals for service in the Korean War. Medals Now magazine alleges he doesn't deserve.
Had to be stationed in Korea or in the waters surrounding Korea. Mr. McCormack's ship, which is a civilian ship, was in the Mediterranean.
I'm just as interested as anyone else to see if the presentation was valid at the time, if it was done properly. But I cannot possibly believe that anyone would reach back some almost 40 years to when you were 19 years old to try and bring your character into issue.
I don't feel it's accusatory or anything. I was just stating the facts.
Caution, I cannot get into it.
McCormack explains he served on a merchant ship that carried troops but never saw action. He's filed a sworn affidavit about the medals. By the way, about the shades, a recurring eye infection.